Welcome to this presentation. In this presentation, I am going to talk about telemedicine. Telemedicine is the application of telecommunication and computer technology to deliver healthcare from one location to another. In other words, telemedicine involves the use of modern information technology to deliver timely health services to those in need by the electronic transmission of the necessary expertise and information among geographically dispersed parties and including physicians and patients to result in improved patient care and management, resource distribution efficiency, and potentially cost effectiveness. Advanced information technology and improved information infrastructure, the world have ever made the telemedicine an increasingly viable healthcare service delivery alternative and measured in clinical and technical and economical terms. So, however, most existing telemedicine programs at present are operating in an investigational settings. Issues such as telemedicine technology management and other barriers such as professional and legal and financial are still under debate. From a technology standpoint, the telemedicine technology includes hardware, software, and medical equipment and communication link. The technology infrastructure is a telecommunication network with input and output devices at each connected location. Now let us see some of the applications of telemedicine. Although telemedicine can potentially affect all medical specialists, the greatest current applications are found in radiology, pathology, cardiology, and medical education. Teleradiology. The radiological images such as X-ray, CT, and or MRI images can be transferred from one location to another location for expert interpretation and consultation. The process involves image acquisition and digitization. Telepathology. To obtain expert opinion on the microscopic images of pathology slides and biopsy reports from specialized telemedicine can be used. And next one is telecardiology. Telecardiology relates to the transmission of ECG, echocardiography, color Doppler, and so on. In addition, telemedicine is being advantageously used for teleeducation, that is, delivery of medical educational programs to the physicians and the paramedics located at smaller towns who are professionally isolated from major medical centers. And teleconsultation deals with that specialist doctors can be consulted either by a patient directly or by the local medical staff through telemedicine technology. In the latter case, the patient is substituted by his or her electronic patient record, that is EPR, which has complete information on the physical and clinical aspects of the patient. Depending on the level of interaction required, the telecommunication infrastructure requirement also varies. From a normal telephone, low bit rate image transmission, real-time video transfer to video conferencing. Now let us see the advantages of telemedicine. Telemedicine can be beneficial to patients living in isolated communities and in remote regions who can receive the care from doctors and specialists far away without the patient having to travel to visit them. Recent developments in mobile collaboration technology can allow healthcare professionals in multiple locations to share information and discuss patient issues as if they were in the same place. And the disadvantages of telemedicine are the major disadvantages the inability to start treatment immediately. For example, a patient suffering from bacterial infection might be given an antibiotic hypodermic injection in the clinic and observed for any reaction before that antibiotic is prescribed pill form. This may not be available in telemedicine concepts. Now let us discuss the two important telemedicine concepts. Store and forward concept involves compilation and storing of information relating to audio, video, images, and clips, ECG. And the stored information in the digital form is sent to the expert for review, interpretation, and advice at his convenience. So the expert's opinion can be transmitted back without any immediate compulsion on the consultant times during his busy professional schedule. And the real-time telemedicine involves the real-time exchange of information between the two centers simultaneously and communicating interactively. It may include video conferencing, interviewing, and examining the patients, transmission of images of various anatomic sites, oscillation of the heart and lung sounds, and a continuous review of various images. And the essential parameters for telemedicine are the telemedicine systems are based on multimedia computing, which not only support live multi-way conversation between physicians, patients, and specialists, but can also facilitate offline consultations among healthcare team members. It is, however, advisable to create a detailed electronic patient record so that necessary information can be accessed when desired. The following components relating to patient are considered essential from the point of view of the telemedicine. First one is the primary patient data, which includes the name, age, occupation, sex, address, telephone number and registration number. And the patient history includes the personal and family history and diagnostic reports. Clinical information includes signs and symptoms of or interpretations of data obtained from the direct and indirect patient observations. Direct observations include data obtained from the senses and through mental and physical interaction with the patient, while indirect observation include data obtained from diagnostic instruments such as temperature, pulse rate and blood pressure. Investigation and complete analysis reports of hematology and biochemistry test, stool and urine examination. Data and reports includes radiographs, MRI, CT, ultrasound and nuclear medicine images and reports, pathology slides, electrocardiogram and spirogram. So in addition, there is a need to have video conferencing facility for online consultation. And this diagram shows the principal and various subsystems used in the telemedicine systems. Transmission of medical images can be occurred by this telemedicine. That is one of the most important aspect of the telemedicine is the acquisition and transmission of medical images such as X-rays, CT, MRI and histopathology slides and so on. So these images are first required to be converted into digital form, and the usual type of diagnostic images used in telemedicine includes images stored on traditional film or print media, and they are converted into digital format by direct imaging or scanning in a raster sequence under controlled lighting conditions. And computer generated images available in standard video format and computer format, computer file format. In modern digital radiographic systems, the X-ray image is stored in the computer in the digital format, and being a filmless system, it doesn't require any further digitization. And the next one is transmission of video images. Telemedicine applications generally require video and individual still frame images for interactive visual communication and medical diagnosis. National Television System Committee adopted in 1953 the analog signal format used in USA for the broadcast and cable transmission of television. The NTSC format consists of 30 images per frames, and each frame is interlaced raster scan of 512 horizontal lines sized into obtain 4:3 aspect ratio. Vertical resolution is limited by the number of scan lines, and the horizontal resolution is limited by the specified bandwidth of the signal, that is 4.2 megahertz. So an alternative expression of this resolution is the term television lines. The number of alternating light and dark bars on observer can resolve in vertical dimension or along 75% of the horizontal dimension. And now let us see the transmission of digital audio signals. Audio channels are usually provided for diagnostic instruments such as electronic stethoscope and Doppler ultrasound. To reproduce the heart and lung sounds accurately, an electronic stethoscope must have uniform frequency response from 20 Hz to 2 kHz, while Doppler ultrasound requires a uniform frequency response from 100 Hz to 10 kHz. Audio used for conversation and medical diagnosis in a telemedicine system must be digitized and compressed before it can be combined with digital video and other information. Typical audio compression algorithms operate at data rates from 16 kbps to 64 kbps. So medical diagnostic applications which require fidelity at high audio frequencies will require higher data rates. 120 kbps is sufficient to reproduce the full auditory frequency spectrum from 20 Hz to 20 kHz over a dynamic range of 90 dB, which is adequate for the normal physiological hearing range. And now let us see about the video conferencing. One of the essential components in a telemedicine system is the video conferencing facility, which permits real-time transmission of both audio and video information. A number of internationally recognized standards have been established by TSS, that is Telecommunication Standardization Sector, formerly Consultative Committee on International Telephone and Telegraph, that is CCITT, to assure a high degree of functional compatibility between the like equipment supplied by different manufacturers, and also to standardize the interface protocols which access and control the communication networks. Telemedicine is facing the number of key issues that must be addressed before it can realize its full potential. First, standards must be set ranging from a common language to the standardization of a computer architecture so that healthcare providers can share data. Another key issue is licensing, and many states or countries may not allow the consultation via telemedicine unless the consulting physician is licensed in that state or country. Medical reimbursement of expenses for telemedicine is also an important factor which would have a major influence on the growth of the telemedicine. And now let us see about the telemedicine using mobile communication. Mobile communication and satellite communication have opened up new possibilities for mobile telemedicine in emergency situations. The typical setup is shown in this diagram, which you could see. And moving vehicle color images, audio signals and physiological signals such as ECG and blood pressure are obtained from the patient. And these images and signals are multiplexed and transmitted to a fixed station. In fixed station, the signals received are demultiplexed and represented to a medical specialist. Instructions from the specialist are then transmitted back to the mobile station through the communication link. In mobile communication, the capacity of the transmission link is generally limited and is typically 10 kbps to 100 kbps, and these capacities are far below those required for the transmission of medically significant information. For example, the transmission of color video signal requires a transmission capacity of 1 to 10 mbps with data compression for a moving image. Adopting data compression on video, audio, ECG and blood pressure signals, the total capacity required will be about 19 kbps, which is well within the practical capacity of mobile communication link. And the use of internet resources for telemedicine. The World Wide Web is an internet resource through which information producing sites offer hyperlinked multimedia information to the general public, or in some cases restricted access to certain group of people. Graphical browser programs such as Netscape are specially designed to access www resources and view their contents in text, graphic images and video. Suggestions have been made to make use of the www for telemedicine applications. However, it is advantageous and widely recommended to have a dedicated link as it offers high security to the data and is more reliable due to lesser links in the channels and is better tuned for real-time applications and is an ideal solution for integrated application to the requirements of both transmitting as well as receiving ends. That is for example, image processing applications, video conferencing, video microscopy and scanning. Thank you.